Hello YouTube. Okay, quick update on my Innovative Marine 150 gallon lagoon tank. So it's been about a week and we've made some progress, not as much as I'd like, but here we are. So we've added water, we've aquascaped, we have sand. The plumbing I did actually turned out pretty good. We really didn't have any leaks at all, so it's been really pretty great from there. We're still have a huge mess over here from the apex. Right now I've just kind of roughly plugged most of the equipment in, and I'm gonna have to just spend a day doing cable management and just getting it all sorted, but at least everything's working. We've tested it for the most part. I did have two MP40s on here, but you'll see one's missing. The power supply on it was just making a terrible noise, and I'm not sure if there was anything else wrong with the pump, so I just sent the whole thing back. Man, Echotech, they have terrible customer service. I'm so frustrated with them. I honestly, if there was any other company that had the same form factor and battery backup options, I would ditch Echotech completely. But here we are. We have Echotech pumps. I even did my first upgrade. I went with the Echotech return pump, the medium, the M2. Again, just because it has a battery backup. That's the only real reason. If there was a Neptune pump that had battery backups, I would ditch Echotech in a heartbeat. I bought their Reef Link as well to set it up because the return pump doesn't talk to the WXM module that you see here. They've locked it out. Echotech doesn't want to support automation because Apex now makes pumps, so Echotech wants to make everything proprietary. So at any rate, so I bought a Reef Link because I want to be able to control the M2, and the Reef Link is complete garbage. It doesn't work. I mean, their software is just terrible. Anyway, that's my rant on Echotech. They have great engineers, like whoever patented and came up with this type of unit is just, you know, genius. I love the form factor here of the MP40, but customer service, them using cheap Chinese power supplies instead of good American like Meanwell power supplies you see most other companies going with, they're just not my favorite company right now. But at any rate, moving on. Here's my aquascape. I know many of you may not like the Stax Rock. I went with it this time, and you know, I'm really pretty pleased with it. I think it'll be cool. And you know, this is really not anything what the tank is going to look like once there's coral growing all over it. Once I have SPS growing in here, the aquascape is going to be completely different looking. But for now, I think it gives us a good foundation to put our coral on. And I went with a lot of extra room because I really just want an open kind of sand bed. I want to have a few sand dwelling fish and shrimp, and I really just want anything they do to have no impact on the coral. And at my last take, I had a bunch of coral in the sand, and the gobies would just bury them, and it was every day coming home and having to unbury the coral. That kind of got old. But anyway, that's going pretty well. One thing I had to change, so when you buy this tank from Innovative Marine, they send it out with, see this middle drain? It's just a straight pipe, and it makes a lot of noise. They don't do it as the Herbie style, where it has, they do the primary drain there on the left is like a Herbie style drain. That's supposed to be a full siphon. The one in the middle is supposed to have a hole in it, and it's supposed to be a very quiet drain, but not a full siphon. They send it as like a complete open pipe, just like the emergency drain is there. Emergency drain should be just an open pipe, so it can't be obstructed, and you can get maximum flow if you ever needed to use that. But the primary and the secondary, should be designed to be quiet. For some reason, Innovative Marine did something weird with that middle secondary drain and just made it a straight pipe sticking up. So I went ahead and just made it a Herbie style, added a hole to it, added those 290s on it, or 45s, and you know, there you go. But yeah, something that if you do buy this tank or look into a tank like this, you know, you might have to just make a little modification like that. It'd be nice if, like Red Sea, it came with, you know, all the plumbing to make it silent. But oh well, what are you gonna do, right? So far, really pleased with the tank. You know, it's kind of interesting when you're planning a build like this. You're always really excited, and 150 gallons seems like it'd just be so much fun. But as soon as you get it set up, it is super stressful. I'm just sitting here staring at the thing every day and just thinking about the catastrophic failure it could be, and having basically approximately 200 gallons just flooding my basement and destroying everything. So it's a little bit scary, but I've done repeated failure tests on every component I can think of, and so far we haven't had a sump overflow, we haven't had leaks or anything too crazy. So I'm getting a little more confident in the system, and I'm not as scared of it as I was when I first kind of set it up. It was pretty stressful. For any of you who have kind of set up a larger tank or a large-ish tank, you might be able to attest to that as well. Just sort of, you just kind of stare at it for a minute and just think, what have you done? But anyway, so some future items we're going to be setting up. We do have the Alkatronic here. We're going to set that guy up, and we got to still set up our Kalkwasser reactor. I think my plan is right now to take the Kalkwasser reactor, plug it into the dose, and have the dose feed the tank with that. That's sort of what I'm thinking. Apparently the pump with the Alkatronic isn't really made for large volumes of water going through it, more for small volumes. So probably not the best solution to dose directly from the Alkatronic, just for that reason. But if the tank demands begin to surpass what you can dose with the Kalkwasser, then I might, in addition to Kalkwasser, do some type of other additive and use the Alkatronic to dose that. But I'm pretty excited to get it set up. I think it's going to be great. Can't wait for it. The Alkatronic has, from what I understand, very accurate, just like the Neptune Trident. But instead of testing 3 components, it just tests 1. And I'm okay with that, because really what I'm after is alkalinity stability, and so that's my primary goal. So it kind of meets that. And then the reagent cost for the Alkatronic is substantially lower than that of the Trident, from what I understand. So I'm pretty excited for that too. I think it'll be a lower cost of operation long term, and we may try the Trident as well down the road. So we're not going to necessarily say we're never going to do that, but so far I'm pretty pleased with the choices we've made for equipment and all of that. Just need to do a lot of cable management and get everything cleaned up. This is a 15-gallon reservoir, and it really doesn't fit in here. I'm going to see what I can do to get it to fit in there, but it has a drawer on it that pulls out here. Let me pull this out for you. So the idea is you fill it up right here. You just dump your bucket right there, and it'll fill up the 15-gallon reservoir. In order to do that, though, it has to face in a way where that drawer opens outward, and it's just a little bit too deep. So I don't know. We'll see what we can do to maybe mount it in here somewhere. I really don't want it outside the sump, because I just don't have space anywhere for it. But anyway, there's my update video on the NUVO INT 150 Lagoon tank for this week. And next thing, I also need to do lighting. We have we're going to do a T5 hybrid with a Kessil AP 700, and I'm going to do that. I might even set that up today, but we'll definitely try to get it up this week, and you can look forward to seeing that next week. And I do have my first fish ordered, and some coral ordered as well. I have a second 40-gallon tank, so that's going to be kind of my coral quarantine, but the fish I've ordered come pre-quarantined, so they should be ready just to drop in. And I've already seeded the tank with some biofiltration media from my other tank, so it will probably cycle very quickly. So if I were to add those fish in a week or two, I think they'd be just fine. So anyway, that's some future updates to come. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.